my beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today I'm tackling a big project on my list, and that's my Lethal Cosmetics shadows. Now, as you can see here, I'm showing you a bunch of their curated palettes. I am not going to be swatching these today. However, if you're interested in a comprehensive Lethal palette swatch video, that's definitely something that I would consider doing if it would be helpful. But today I'm just focusing on my single shadows. So these were never sold as really curated palettes, with the exception of, I think there was a Rites collection many years ago. I think most, if not all, of those shadows are discontinued now, but they became part of my singles collection. I don't have a great system. I'm really trying to put a system in place to organize these. And I want to start by really cataloging the colors that I have. And I thought that this could be a useful resource for somebody who is considering shopping from the brand for the first time. Or perhaps if you already own some Lethal shadows, then this could be a good way to see which ones are worth adding to your collections, which one might be too similar to what you already have. This is not a comprehensive video. I do not have every shadow they've ever made, but I do have a really quite large collection of their single shadows, over 100 here. So what I decided to do was swatch them in sort of color groups. That's the way my brain works, and I thought that that could be a useful bit of information for you as well, hopefully. Or if nothing else, this should be a satisfying live swatch video, even if you're not planning on investing into any shadows from this brand, you can at least watch this satisfying swatch and organization of my collection. The Lethal Cosmetics shadows do tend to be on the pricier side. In my opinion, it's worth the investment because I enjoy the performance of these shadows. Everybody's going to have their own preferences as far as shadow performance, consistency, color selection, all of that stuff factors in. And it really is, at the end of the day, a matter of preference. And I really like these. I love the colors that they create. I like the way that all of their different finishes have performed on me. So I do think that they're worth the price. But like I said, these do tend to be pricier. On average, their matte shadows, at least at the time of filming this video, are priced at $6.50 US dollars. Their regular, just metallics, are $7 a piece. And then some of their specialty shadows, like the duochromes and their marbled shades, are 750. Then the multi-chrome, trichrome, those shadows are again pretty pricey, but this is more of an industry standard type of price for these special shadows. Those trichrome, multi-chromes are going to range from the $9 a piece up to like 16.50 a piece. I know that's a lot for a shadow, and that's why I think it's important to see live swatches, see comparisons, hear a lot of different people's reviews, not just mine, but I'm a fan of hearing a lot of different opinions because sometimes the thing that I like about a product is the very thing that somebody else with a different set of preferences doesn't like. So I find a lot of value in hearing different experiences, seeing different swatches, and I hope that you as a consumer will do the same thing because then you're going to get the most satisfying experience and you're also going to get the most bang for your buck, which is great. A few things to note here. First of all, this first set of swatches is the exact reason why I wanted to do this video in this way. These are all of the shifty white slash translucent based shadows, and I was just itching to see these all swatched together so that I could appreciate the different similarities, differences, undertones, shifts, different levels of opacity, because these shadows tend to look so similar in the pan. It's hard to tell without applying them really what you're going to get. And I also had to see them with the flash on my camera because these do behave so differently under the flash. These shifty, sparkly, especially the translucent base shadows. So I am going to do a flash swatch for all of these just to sort of check for those shifts. And I also find it very satisfying. I love shiny things, so I think that's part of the reason why I started doing this job. The next thing that I want to mention during this swatch video is I am not an affiliate for Lethal Cosmetics. I've done some sponsored type work with them in the past, and I was already purchasing and loving their shadows before then, and their products in general. They also make some really nice lip products, mascaras, things like that. But I am mostly a fan of their shadows. I do not have an affiliate code. I only know of one affiliate code, and that's Teresa's. That code is garbage. Every time I order from Lethal, I use her code because she is the one who inspired me to try the brand, and I have her collabs with Lethal. So she is my Lethal queen in addition to being my garbage queen. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not professionally affiliated with Lethal. I don't have any way to earn anything from your purchase. What you're seeing is me just eyeballing the color groups and then doing a quick finger swatch. Some of them I'm going back over a couple times to build up the color. I really am cataloging these for myself. This isn't a swatch and review. I'm not doing brush swatches or anything like that. This is really just me cataloging my collection, doing some quick sort of eyeball comparisons, and I also wanted to give you a comprehensive look at these different color groups. A lot of the shadows that I have in my collection are discontinued. They no longer show up on the Lethal site at all. And there is at least one of these shadows that the name has been recycled and attached to a new shade altogether. That is this shadow right here, Eclipse. This is an old version now. If you go and search Eclipse on the Lethal site, you will see a lovely, shifty, metallic, multi-chrome, emerald, teal, blue, green color, and not this mid-tone matte purple. So they have recycled some of their names. The Rites collection was from several years ago, so it makes sense that they would discontinue a shadow and then reuse the name, especially when it's something that makes so much sense for the collections within the brand. I've tried my best to double and triple check the shade names and the information that's available on the website. So I am going to list all of the shadows that you're seeing in today's video in the description box, and I'll try to make some notes about whether they are still available, if it's an old version or whatever it may be. Forgive me if I missed something here or there, especially if you're watching this way far in the future down the line from when I originally post this video, because, things change. And also, I have so many shade names that I'm juggling here, keeping all of these in order. And I really tried my best to be thorough. I've been working on this video for several days now to try to make something that's concise and useful and accurate. But if I have any corrections to make, check the description box and I will do my best to stay on top of those there for you so that I can make this as accurate as humanly possible. Part of the reason that I'm rearranging these shadows is I had them scattered all over the place. I've been working on several different build your own palette type of videos. Some of those have already been posted, some are in the works. And I also made a little travel palette where I used a couple of my lethal shadows. So I needed to get these back in order for my own sanity and for my own use. Palette building is something that I really love to do. Those videos tend to be pretty poor performers as far as my channel goes, but I just love them. It's something that I truly am really passionate about, really inspired by. It makes me happy. It makes me want to play in my makeup and use what I already have. So, I'm just gonna keep making the videos that I love and that make me really happy. So let me know what type of build your own palette content you want to see. I do have a couple things planned or waiting in the wings, but I always love to hear what interests you, what inspires you, if there are palette recreations you want to see, if you're loving the book inspired BYOP series, or maybe you want to see my recent travel palette that I built that I had a great time using on a recent trip. I did briefly show that in my packing for New Orleans video. If you want to get a glimpse at that, let me know if you're interested in any of those. If you have other things you want to see, playing with eyeshadow is definitely one of my all-time favorite things to do on this channel. So if you want to play with eyeshadow with me, I am more than down. Leave me a comment. I just want to hear what you think, what you're interested in, what will help you. I also want to mention that I'm doing my best to show the labels on these swatches. I know it's a lot because I'm doing 12 eyeshadows in each color group, so they are kind of jammed in there. I'm definitely going to list them all in order in the description box so you can refer to that. But you can also pause on any of the screens where they're all labeled. Feel free to take a screenshot for your own reference. Absolutely. I just ask that you don't repost those on like blogs or on social media or in your own videos, but I would be more than happy for you to use these for your personal reference. I really want all of this many days of working on this video to be useful for as many people as possible. So definitely pause, screenshot, refer back, check out the description box. I'm not just putting this out there to do it. I really hope that it will be a valuable reference for somebody somewhere, especially for when Lethal does a sale. I noticed while I was researching the shadows for this video that some of their shadows are on sale currently, but when they do those big, 20 or 30% off palette build sales, hopefully this will help you curate a set of shadows that will really make you happy and make you feel like you got a great deal. I absolutely love to wait for those sales, but their palette builder tool on their website is so much fun. I play with it all the time just for funsies. I can't recommend it enough. If you've never gone to their site, even if you have literally no intention of buying anything, I highly recommend going and playing with their palette builder. It's super functional and it has given me a lot of inspiration over the years, just playing with different color combinations, switching the shadows around, looking at arrangements. I get such a thrill from that. And this is a free thrill. So, in this economy, if you're having a down day, it's sort of like when you build a shopping cart, but you never check out. This is even better than that because you don't even have to click purchase. You don't even have to look at the price. You can just play with all the pretty colors. That's what I like to do. I'm not a mental health professional, but it feels like something that's good for my mental health to play with that palette builder tool. I have a whole bunch of build your own palette videos. I have a whole bunch of lethal cosmetics videos. I'm going to try to link as much relevant information in the description box. So if you want to see swatches, if you want to see these in person, if you want to see me explain the palette builder tool, and I'll also link my build your own palette playlist if you want to see inspiration for creating your own color stories. Those will include all kinds of brands of shadows, but hopefully it will plant the seed of inspiration. Maybe you can take some cues for my tips for choosing shadows because I am a really big fan of finding a certain balance in my palettes. And you may have a different ratio for your perfect palettes. For me, I'm a big fan of half matte, half shimmer, and I really like to include different depths within my palette. But you may find that For example, my friends who have different skin tones may want something that goes a little bit lighter or goes a little bit deeper, depending on what flatters you. Maybe you really don't love shimmers and you want a super heavily matte palette, but you can also take some of my cues and then apply your own preferences to those. So I highly recommend that build your own palette playlist if you want some more fun like this. I'm going to be honest, I have been talking for over 15 minutes now, and I fear that I will ruin my voice, and I am only halfway through this video. So I'm going to take a little talking break. I'm going to play some background music for a little while, and I will pop in with some more thoughts and ramblings and musings in a few minutes after you listen to some soothing background music while you watch some satisfying swatches.
What if I told you I couldn't stay? Take me or leave me. You can still walk away. What if I told you this love won't be easy? Will you still be here? Is this real? Will you still be here? If I say how I feel, I don't wanna wake up one day and see you gone. Will you still be here? Will you still be here? What if I showed you I could change? I really hope you don't walk away. What if I showed you this love could be easy? Will you still be here? Is this real? Will you still be here? If I say how I feel, I don't wanna wake up one day and see you gone. Will you still be here? Will you still be here? Na 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 na. Will you still be here? Na 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 na. Will you still be here? Na 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 na. Will you still be here? Na 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 na. Will you still be here?
So it's not gonna be really hard. We're gonna have to work at this every day, but I wanna do that because I want you. I want all of you forever.
Na 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 na. Will you still be here? Na 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 na.
I am back. Voiceover Amanda is back for a brief intermission because, wow, this video is really long. I don't usually make close to 30-minute videos. Do you like long videos? Do you like short videos? Do you like medium videos? What do you prefer? Mine tend to be more around the like 15 to 20 minute mark. That's the length of video personally I like to watch. But I'm curious, it's more about what you like to watch and what's useful for you too. So let me know if you are somebody that actually is listening to this intermission. What length of video? Do you like long videos? I feel all the time that I hear people say they love long videos, but I personally am not one to click on a long video. It just goes to show you we're all different in our preferences and the way that we consume YouTube videos and consume media and wear makeup and all that good stuff. I wanted to give you a fun fact. This video has 9 different groups, color groups, and each one of those groups has 12 shadows in it, which means, can you do the quick math in your head? I couldn't. I used a calculator. There's 108 shadow swatches in this video. Of the 108 shadows that I swatched for this video, it seems that 26 of my singles no longer exist on the lethal site. That includes that shade Eclipse, where if you search the name, it'll pop up, but it's a different shadow now. So 26 of these are no longer available on the site. I don't know if that means that they're sold out or if they're discontinued, because if you click on a sold out shadow, you can still search a sold out shadow on their site. So these don't pop up at all. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if they'll never be back. I am really sad to say that a few of my all time favorite shadows are included in that 26, including one of my favorite purple shadows of all time. That was way back in the third swatch group. It was the second one I swatched in the third group. It was the one called Spirit. That is one of my favorite purple shadows ever. I just absolutely love it. And I was shocked. I mean, I think I checked like 10 different times to make sure that I wasn't missing something because I just can't imagine why they would get rid of that one. It's so pretty. Maybe there are new colors that come in, and if they decide new colors are too similar, they discontinue the old. Maybe they have trouble sourcing the raw materials. I have no idea. I genuinely don't know what the reasoning is. Maybe it just wasn't a good seller, and I am so caught up in my own preferences that I can't imagine that one not selling well. But I don't really know the ins and the outs, especially for a company that I don't have a really super tight personal affiliation with. They send me PR. I'm really appreciative of it. And honestly, one of the reasons why I love working with them in that sense, like receiving PR from them, is they're very communicative, they're very honest, they're timely. I love that they're a European based brand because so many of the indies that I enjoy and that I recommend are US based brands, or in Cleona's case, Canada based brand, which is still North America. But I know that my European friends, my viewers in Europe and just outside of North America, have a really hard time finding, sourcing, and affording American and North American, I should say, indie shadows. The shipping is astronomical. I know that for a fact. I run my own small business. I have an Etsy shop, and shipping overseas, shipping from the US to Europe is so expensive. I think sometimes the perception is that the company is charging you that money, but in reality, the postage rates are set. Even for my international shipments from my Etsy store, I use a shipping service that's basically like a small business shipping service that gives me a bit of a discount on the set postage rates. And even with access to something like that, it's still so astronomically expensive. And that all adds up. Whoever is paying that cost, whether it's the consumer, whether the business eats the cost, it's expensive either way. So I love that Lethal gives us a European point of origin for really great quality, interesting indie brand products. I am so thrilled. And I actually have in the past year found a couple other non North America based indies that I've been enjoying. The Dots is one that comes to mind. I want to offer a variety. I love the idea of having suggestions and solutions for everyone, not just things that I personally have access to, but things that you have access to too across the world. I know a lot of people from outside of the US and from outside of North America watch this channel and channels like mine. So that's one thing that I absolutely love about Lethal is they give a great quality experience that is originating outside of North America. I want to do another short musical intermission. I have yet again been talking and talking your ear off. I don't even know if any of this makes sense at this point. I'm more than 25 minutes deep into my video at this point. So hopefully I'm making sense. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And hopefully you enjoy another little soothing, swatching musical experience. I'll be back shortly. Okay. See you. Talk to you. See you then. Talk to you then. Bye. Well, my friends, we have reached the final group of swatches, the final round of me voicing over and hopefully making some sort of sense or offering something, by the way, of information slash entertainment. Hopefully, a little bit of both. The goal here is somewhere a sweet spot right in the middle of those two things. And if nothing else, hopefully you just had some company while you were hanging out today. I always imagine us hanging out together while I'm talking to you, so that's probably why I have a strangely casual tone and make weird jokes sometimes, because that's what it's like hanging out with me in person. It's actually sometimes pretty fun. I hope that you enjoyed this. I honestly really had fun making this video. I got to play with, swatch, reorganize, and eventually stare at sparkly, sparkly things. So I always enjoy that. That's always a good time for me. I would love to hear if you want to see my Lethal curated palette swatch. If there's other brands you want to see me do this with, I have a lot of color pop. I have some Terra Moons, all kinds of. Oh, I have Cleona shadows. Let me know what you want to see, what would be helpful, if you have any questions. And I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful, fabulous day because I love your face so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.